Yo, what's up guys? Old School Dan here, and this is Don Howorth. He's an old school bodybuilder from the 60s. I've read numerous comments that his physique is often compared to Steve Reeves. Honestly, a video for this guy is long overdue, just like Bruce Randell. This guy was a legend. He could have been really great in bodybuilding, but he decided to leave the scene because of he knew there was no future in bodybuilding. So, without further ado, let us begin. So, Don was born November 9th, 1935, in Los Angeles, California. He participated in gymnastics at Mark Keppel High School, which led him to start lifting weights. He said he was also pretty good at gymnastics. In 1956, he met the legendary Steve Reeves at American Health Studios. It was that moment that inspired him to get that shoulder to waist ratio that was so popular in the 50s. In 1958, while on the job at Western Electric, he injured two spinal discs. After that injury, he wasn't able to train anymore. It took him 6 months to be mobile again, and it took him 5 years for him to fully recover. So, after Don recovered, he joined a gym in Pasadena. The gym was owned by Gene Mosé. And for those who don't know who Gene Mosé is, he is a walking bodybuilding encyclopedia. Then, after joining Gene's gym, he went on to join Vince's gym. So, for those who don't know who Vince Gironda is, he owned the gym in Hollywood. It's called Vince's Gym. This is where a lot of the old school bodybuilders trained. Frank Zane trained here, especially when Frank Zane was asked to be in Pumping Iron, he didn't want to be a part of it. So he went on, instead of training at Gold's Gym in Venice, he went on to train at Vince's Gym to be away from all the, the madness of the movie or whatever. And this is where a lot of the athletes trained, like Sergio Olivia, Muhammad Makey, Don Haworth, and he also trained the famous Arnold Schwarzenegger. So his big first contest was the Mr. Fiesta in Chula Vista in 1962. He won the overall for best arms and chest. After that contest, he was invited by John Grimmick and he competed in the AAU Mr. America in Pennsylvania, where he placed 19th. All right, so this guy's best wins are the 1962 Mr. Los Angeles, the 1963 Mr. California, the Mr. Southern California, the Junior Mr. America, the Mr. Western America, and the Mr. America in 1967. And for those, this is a fun fact actually. In 1967, the Mr. America contest where he competed in, Frank Zane also competed in this contest. Don said Frank Zane was the guy to beat. And Don said he didn't really think he was going to win the Mr. America, but he ended up winning the Mr. America and beating Frank Zane. I believe it was that very moment when he won. He was talking to Frank Zane and said, "You know what, man, this is my last contest. I'm done." Frank Zane was like, "No, man, you'll be back next year." And he was like, "No, man, I'm done." The reason why he didn't go on to compete anymore is because he knew there was no future in bodybuilding. He knew there was no money in it. And he also said that all the photo shoots he did with Joe Weider, he never got a dime for any of them. One of the questions he used to get a lot was, how is it that he was able to achieve those wide deltoids? Because they used to call him the Duke of Delts for a reason. He mostly said it was due to his genetics. He said bodybuilding made them even wider. So, this guy used to train at Vince's gym a lot. He actually lived on top of the gym for a while. He said that he never really took any of Vince's advice, like especially not doing the bench press, but he included the bench press on his training regimen either way. He also said that Vince never taught him how to pose. So, after he left the bodybuilding scene in 1968, he appeared on an episode of TV's Wild Wild West. He played a muscular blacksmith. It was said that he decided to leave the bodybuilding scene and the Hollywood scene because he said he was a very private guy. He didn't want to get into all that mess of the bodybuilding and the Hollywood stuff. So the following year, after he finished the episode of the Wild Wild West, he stopped training and that was it. He still trains now. I think he's 70 years old. He still trains 3 days a week. But after he stopped training, I heard that I think he did a guest pose at Robbie Robinson's something or whatever they call it, at one of Robbie Robinson's seminars or whatever. If you try looking for a training routine on this guy, you won't find it. If you're looking for a supplement he endorsed, you won't find it. If you're looking for any type of information, you if anything, you're gonna find a little bit of stuff. It just sucks because this guy was pretty legendary. Physique very comparable to Steve Reeves. Just imagine what he could have been if he would have pursued the bodybuilding career. So before you go, I want you to leave a comment because I'm gonna bring up an interesting topic right now. All right, so before you go, leave a comment on this right here. Do you think if this guy would have pursued his bodybuilding career, do you think he could have defeated Arnold Schwarzenegger at the Olympia or the Mr. Universe or whatever? All right, so leave a comment on that. Let me know what you think. Pretty interesting stuff. Pretty interesting guy. So, with that being said, please like and subscribe. I'm going to be coming out with more videos like this and check out my other videos. I give out a lot of tips on how to build your physique, how to build a better physique. You can check out my How to Build an Old School Physique series in my playlist. I'm interested in bringing up the old school bodybuilding community, promoting natural bodybuilding, promoting a beautiful, aesthetic, symmetrical physique. So, with that being said, thanks for watching. This is Old School Dan checking out. Peace.